Ever feel like you're the only one watching the night? The quiet observer as the world dreams on? It's a lonely power, but power comes at a price. The first thing you lose is sleep itself, obviously. Obvious, but insidious. 8 hours? 7? Good luck. You'll chase that number like a phantom, always just out of reach. Expect constant fatigue. Then there's the coffee. Gallons of it. The constant jitters and crashes. The dependence that claws its way into your routine. You're not awake. You're just caffeinated. Your routine starts to unravel. Dinner? What's dinner? You graze on whatever's available whenever you can. Healthy eating is a distant memory, replaced by instant gratification. Social life? Forget about it. Weekend brunches? Evening drinks? You're asleep while everyone else is living. The invitations dwindle, then stop altogether. You become a ghost. Your eyes, they burn, they sting, they perpetually feel gritty. Screens become your enemy and your constant companion. Artificial light becomes the only light you know. Those quiet hours? They become a breeding ground for anxieties. The silence amplifies your worries, turning molehills into mountains. Every problem feels insurmountable at 3 a.m. Your dreams, they become fragmented, bizarre, and often unsettling. REM sleep deprivation does a number on your subconscious. Expect nightmares and waking hallucinations. The physical toll. Aches and pains become your new normal. Your body rebels against the unnatural schedule. Headaches, muscle cramps, digestive issues. The list goes on. Your memory starts to slip. Names, dates, appointments. They vanish into the ether. You struggle to focus, to remember simple things. Cognitive decline creeps in. The world feels out of sync. You're living in a different time zone, disconnected from the rhythms of society. You become an observer, not a participant, watching life pass you by. Your patience wears thin. Irritability becomes your default setting. You snap at loved ones, lose your temper over minor inconveniences. You become a difficult person to be around. The financial burden. Energy drinks, late-night food deliveries, missed work days. It all adds up. You're spending money just to stay awake, digging yourself into a deeper hole. Your skin suffers. Dark circles under your eyes become permanent fixtures. Your complexion turns pale and lifeless. You look tired, even when you're not. Your creativity stagnates. The spark that once fueled your passions flickers and dies. You lose the ability to think clearly, to generate new ideas. Your mind becomes a wasteland. You start to question your sanity. The line between reality and hallucination blurs. You hear things, see things that aren't there. You wonder if you're losing your mind. The guilt, the crushing guilt of knowing you're not living up to your potential. You're letting people down, missing opportunities, wasting your life. You feel like a failure. Your relationships suffer irreparable damage. The constant absence, the irritability, the lack of communication. It drives a wedge between you and the people you love. They drift away. The existential dread. The late-night musings on the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. You confront your own mortality, the insignificance of your existence. It's terrifying. You become addicted to the quiet, the solitude, the feeling of being the only one awake in the world. It's a twisted comfort, a dark sanctuary. You become a prisoner of the night. Your immune system weakens. You become susceptible to every illness that comes your way. Colds, flu, infections. You're constantly battling something. Your body is breaking down. You lose your sense of time. Days and nights blur together into a meaningless cycle. You struggle to remember what day it is, what you're supposed to be doing. Time slips through your fingers. Your dreams start to fade. The ambitions you once held, the goals you yearn to achieve, they become distant memories. You lose sight of your purpose, your reason for being. The missed opportunities, the events you couldn't attend, the experiences you missed out on. Life passes you by while you're stuck in the shadows. You're always playing catch-up. You become a shadow of your former self. The vibrant, energetic person you once were is replaced by a tired, hollow shell. You lose your spark, your zest for life. The paranoia intensifies. You start to suspect everyone, to question their motives. You see enemies where there are none, threats lurking in every corner, you isolate yourself further. Your mental health deteriorates. Anxiety, depression, panic attacks, they become your constant companions. You struggle to cope, to function normally. You need help, but you're too afraid to ask. You start to resent the world for sleeping, for being oblivious to the struggles you face, the sacrifices you make. You envy their normalcy, their peace of mind. Resentment consumes you. The substance abuse. To cope with the pain, the loneliness, the exhaustion. Alcohol, drugs, whatever you can find to numb the senses. You're self-medicating, spiraling out of control. Your judgment becomes impaired. You make rash decisions, say things you regret, act out of character. You lose your ability to think clearly, to make sound choices. You destroy yourself. The physical damage becomes irreversible. Chronic pain, organ damage, neurological problems. The consequences of your lifestyle catch up to you. Your body is breaking down beyond repair. You lose your sense of self-worth. You feel worthless, unlovable, disposable. You believe you're a burden on everyone around you. You sink deeper into despair, convinced you're beyond saving. You start to contemplate ending it all. The pain becomes unbearable, the darkness overwhelming. You see no way out, no reason to keep going. Suicide becomes a tempting option. The final cost is your soul. The essence of who you are, the light that once shone within you, is extinguished. You become a hollow shell, devoid of joy, hope, or purpose. You lose yourself completely. Your empathy diminishes. You become numb to the suffering of others, focused solely on your own pain. You lose your capacity for compassion, for kindness. You become cold and indifferent. You push everyone away, isolating yourself in your misery. You believe you're unworthy of love, of friendship, of connection. You become a recluse, a hermit, living in self-imposed exile. Your ability to dream vanishes, both literally and figuratively. Your nights are filled with restless tossing and turning, your days with empty, aimless wandering. You lose the ability to imagine a better future. You accept your fate. You surrender to the darkness, to the despair. You give up on yourself, on your life. You resign yourself to a future of misery and loneliness. You simply exist, without living. And ultimately, the most devastating cost is the realization that your wakefulness didn't change anything. The world kept spinning, the dreams kept dreaming, and you were just a silent witness to it all, sacrificing everything for nothing. You traded your life for an illusion of understanding, a fleeting glimpse behind the curtain. But the truth is, some secrets are best left undisturbed, some nights are best left to sleep, and some sacrifices are simply too great to bear. The true cost isn't just what you give up, but what you become in the process. A ghost haunting the edges of a world that no longer recognizes you, forever burdened by a wakefulness that brought only sorrow.